Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. My name is Hailey. You probably clicked on this video because you were trying to figure out how to use IGETC or Assistorg, in which case you're probably a community college student, so I would encourage you to subscribe to my channel. I post a lot of college related content about like community college and transferring, things of that nature. I chose to do a video on IGETC and Assist.org today because it can be a little bit difficult to navigate these sites and the paperwork and all those kinds of processes that you need to get familiar with. Also because it's great to get started early on these things. And as someone who has a little bit of experience, I thought I could help you out who are just getting started. So the other great thing about it is that you don't necessarily need to know like what school you want to transfer to or what you want to major in, but it is just, like I said earlier, a great launch point for those who are getting started in community college. So if you're new to community college, you're probably wondering, what is IGETC? IGETC stands for Intersegmental General Education Transfer Curriculum. That is a big, long title. Basically what it means is these are the classes that you're going to need to take to be considered a student who has completed their lower division course requirements, and you can move on up into your upper division requirements. So those are the upper division requirements are what basically you're going to be the classes that you are doing for your major. So in order to get there, you need to do these classes first. IGETC is accepted by UC and CSU, so if you're looking to go to one of those two schools, it's really important that you look at this, that you complete this, that you kind of know what each school is requiring you to do in order to transfer over there. So if you're going to transfer to a UC, you need 60 semester units or 90 quarter units to be considered IGETC certified and to be considered upper division transfer level. So a great way to do that and to just get those out of the way is to follow IGETC. And it's pretty clear, it spells everything out for you, you just need to follow it step by step. And probably when you have your counseling appointment or go to your orientation, you're gonna get paperwork that looks like this. So this is the IGETC paperwork, and it outlines everything that you'll need to do to complete IGETC, to be certified for IGETC, and to transfer. So this is also accessible online, just so you know. You can Google it, or it's probably on your college website. And in order to do this, to be considered IGETC certified, you need to take all the classes that it outlines on here, and you need to complete those with a grade of C or better. So just to give you guys kind of a general overview, there are 6 areas that you need to complete. The 6th area I'd like to note is specifically for UCs. So 5 to 6 areas that you need to complete, just depending on what you're doing and where you're going. And even if you're going to a UC, the 6th area is language other than English. If you've taken a foreign language in high school, you may be eligible to use those credits as transfer credits on your IGETC. So like I said, 5 to 6 areas. Area 1 is English communication. Area 2 is mathematical concepts and quantitative reasoning. Area 3 is arts and humanities. Area 4 is social and behavioral sciences. And Area 5 is physical and biological sciences. So one by one, you need to complete these. In order to be considered full-time, you need to be taking 12 units per semester. So the average class is about 3 units. So if you want to be full-time, you're going to need to look at about 4 classes that you're taking. As I just mentioned, some classes are 4 or 5 units. If you're confident going into school that you can do a 4 or 5 unit class, definitely go for it. You're going to have to get those out of the way at some point, so you might as well just knock them out. So if you're going to take 4 classes, like I said, you'll kind of want to balance it across the IGETC sheet. So, say you're going to take, for example, 12 units, and you're going to be taking English 1A, Math 10, Art 1A, and Sociology 1. So that would be full-time, and you're completing a requirement from Area 1, Area 2, Area 3, and Area 4. So also just like to point out that you don't need to take every single class that's listed on here. These are the lists of optional classes that you can take. There are some classes that are required, like English 1A and English 1B. You're gonna have to take those if you're going to a UC. But there are other classes that you can use to fulfill the requirements for a certain area, but not everything is required. So for example, for Area 3A, arts. So for Area 3, it says 3 courses required, 9 semester or 12 to 15 quarter units, at least 1 from Arts 3A, so that's Area 3A, and 1 from Humanities, which is 3B, and a 3rd course from either 3A or 3B. let's say you choose to do 2 classes from Area 3A and 1 class from Area 3B. So let's say you would take Art 1A in the fall, you would take Music 1 the following semester in the spring, and then the next fall you would take French 1B. So then you would be completely done with that area. When you're going over your schedule, some classes overlap for separate areas, and you can use those credits to just knock out those units of those areas. So it's important to pay attention to those. You can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Why not do it? When you're signing up for your classes and you're going through these classes, be sure you watch out for classes that have prerequisites. So these are classes that you need to take before you can take a class. So just watch out for that. You can't always just jump into a class. You know, even if it's something that interests you, you're gonna have to take those classes that are prerequisites, because those are gonna prepare you to be able to take the next class. It's pretty straightforward. Everything is outlined on the paper. If you have any questions, you can always leave them down below. But if you're really unsure about things, I would definitely recommend that you check with your counselor, because after all, those are supposed to be the most reliable sources for you. So moving into the portion of the video that's about assist.org. So what assist.org does is it's a website that shows you the classes that you need to take in order to transfer into the major that you want to at the school that you want to. So in addition to completing the IGETC, you may have some major requirements that you have to take that are also considered lower division, but those will enable you to be eligible for the classes that are upper division once you transfer. So just to give you guys an example, you go to the website, it says Assist is an online student transfer information system, yada, yada, yada. You want to go to Explore Transfer Information. So you're transferring from West Valley College to, let's say, UC Irvine, and you want to be a political science major. So on the left-hand side, it's going to have the classes that are available or required at the UC level. And on the right-hand side, the classes that are available at your community college are going to be there listed. And these are the classes that are equivalent. So you can see for political science, it says 5 lower division courses in political science. 4 courses must be chosen from the following. So these are your options, and you have to choose one of them. Now you see for poli-sci 6A, 6B, 6C, go over to the right-hand side, and it says no course articulated. So what that means is there is no class that's equivalent to that at your community college. You're going to run into this a lot in your community college career. It's really frustrating. Once again, you might want to look and see if your sister school has something like that. So for example, West Valley College, the sister school is Mission College. So if it's not available at West Valley, it might be available at Mission, and it might not be available at all at the community college level, in which case you'll just have to do it in UC or CSU. So it sets you back a little bit, but not too much. Usually it's not like every single course, it's just the ones that are a little bit more involved, because once again, community college is for the general education. In this case, the good thing is it says that 4 courses must be chosen from the following. So you wouldn't have to do every single one of these classes. You would just have to choose 4 out of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 classes that you can choose from. You have to do 4. So the ones that aren't articulated aren't necessarily something that you have to worry about, because there are ones that are available on the other end of the spectrum. And then it says 1 additional course in political science not used above, and then you have tons of options there, so that's always good as well. A few more math requirements that it's going to require, so you know, these are pretty specific things, but just take a look through. It's always really good to play around with this website. Once you're kind of figuring out what you want to major in, you kind of have a general idea, or if you're like stuck between 2 majors and you don't know which one that you want to end up going with. I did this when I was applying to schools, so I knew that I wanted to be a linguistics major. That took me a while to figure out, but once I did figure it out, I went immediately to Assist and I saw what the major requirements were. So for Berkeley, for example, there were no major requirements. There wasn't even a language requirement. You just had to fulfill IGETC, and then you would apply to the college and be accepted, and then you declare your major once you're there. For UCLA, however, I saw that if you wanted to be a linguistics major, you had to take 2 foreign languages. And I was not interested in that. I'm pretty bad at language. I didn't want to do that. That was really hard. I suck at Spanish, and I was like, you know what? I'm not interested in that. So that's how I came to the conclusion that I wanted to be applied linguistics major, because I went on the applied linguistics major on assist.org for UCLA, and I saw that there was only one language required. So I was like, that's great, because I've already taken the one language. So I've got that nice little box checked off, and I'm on my way. That's the benefit of using assist.org. It really does help you out when you're kind of caught between two majors or trying to figure out what you want to do or where you want to go, because every school is going to have different requirements. I would definitely recommend checking it out once you kind of start thinking, maybe this is what I want to do, maybe this is what I want to do. It will help you figure out what you want to do. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. Just a little information on assist.org and IGETC. If you have questions about using the websites or about figuring out the paperwork and trying to read it, trying to navigate the websites, please leave them down below. I am happy to answer. And as always, have a lovely day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you next Saturday at 3 p.m.